Hello besties, welcome back. Today I'll show you how to make sardine bread. This sardine bread is out of this world. It's so heavily. But please, before then, like my video, share, and also let me know what you think about this sardine bread. In a clean bowl, get a clean bowl and add in 6 cups of bread flour, or you can use your all-purpose flour, any of which. Then add in 1 cup of sugar. Mix everything properly. It's very important. Then make a well inside your flour mixture and then add in 2 tablespoons of yeast, of dry instant yeast. My yeast is very active, so I am using it just like that. I am not proving my yeast. After that, we'll be using 2 cups of water, but for now we are adding just 1 cup of water. So I added in my 1 cup of water. I had to mix properly. After mixing, I had to bring the next cup of water and started adding bit by bit. Remember, we're using 2 cups of water. I added in the first cup of water inside my flour mixture. I mixed thoroughly. Then the second cup of water, I'm now adding it bit by bit. Don't add everything at once. If not, it might make your dough consistency to be running. Actually, so I was actually mixing everything inside my bowl, but I was not comfortable. I wanted to use my hands, which is much more better. So I had to put everything on my table and begin to knead. Actually, it was sticking to my hands, so I had to add in little flour so that it will stop sticking to my hands. Please, if you're still watching at this stage, please like this video and also share it with your friends. Thank you so much. So keep on kneading like up to for 10 minutes until you get a smooth dough, or a smooth consistency. So this sardine bread is very healthy. It's so nutritious, and let's keep on going so that you will see where I said is very healthy. I'm not putting any sweetener or any saccharin in this. Everything is just natural. Then I now added in 3 tablespoons of butter. I added in 3 tablespoons of butter, and this is me. I begin to knead it. If you don't want to add your butter, you can also add 3 tablespoons of oil, but you'll be adding the oil at the beginning where you added your water. After adding your water, you add your oil and mix. But now what I'm adding is butter. So this is the where I'm adding it. So keep on mixing and keep on kneading. Now at this stage, after adding your butter, you will need for extra 10 minutes. You will need for extra 10 minutes. Please besties, like my video and also share. I will really appreciate. That's the favor you can do me on this particular page or on this particular channel. So now it's time for us, now in a bowl, it's time for us to keep it to rise. So get your bowl and oil it with oil. Yes, better, oil is much more better. I wanted to say butter, but I've never used butter. Use oil. Then allow it to rise or allow it to rest for at least 30 to 30 minutes to 1 hour, based on how hot your environment is. My environment was very like hot. Within 15 minutes, like everything has risen. So after that, get your sardine or get your fish, and make sure you pieces your fish and keep it aside. This is my bread pan. I'm adding some butter, or I'm buttering my bread pan, so that when I add my bread dough inside, it will not, after baking, it will not stick to the pan. So make sure you butter your bread pan and keep it aside. Now after 30 minutes, let's open it and see what we have. Can you see that my dough has risen? Yes, and I'll use my hands to punch it down. I'll use my hands to punch it down. Although I have another bread recipe I will soon be releasing, if you don't want to go through this long process. But if you want to get a nice bread, like a very nice bread, you can go through this process. I'm not saying that the other process is not worth it. It's still worth it. Anyone you want to use, I will still show you the second method, as long as you are glued to this channel, as long as you are glued to this page. So I had to cut my bread dough into two, and I had to bring my pan close by so that I will know the length of how I'm going to place my bread dough. So this is me spreading it out and punching out the air in it. I brought in my fish mixture or my sardine mixture, and I had to start what, placing it inside what, inside the bread. If I place it, I'll roll it. I'll make sure I pinch it inside. I was not adding much because the sardine was not really much, so I was kind of managing it. So you can also add as much fish as you want or as you can. It is your choice. So now we are done. So this is me adding it to my bread pan, and this is the second one. I'm also adding my fish. So I'll fold it. At this point, you can fold and add sardine based on what, but I really want to remain some sardine so that I can also place it on top of my bread dough. Yes, you see what I'm trying to say. So this one too, I'll also place it inside my bread pan and also brush the remaining fish particles on my bread dough. Like when you taste this bread is so heavily. And when you try out this recipe, please, I would love to know your results. I would love to know how you did it, what you did wrong and what you did right. But I would love to know your results. Thank you so much, and let us cover it after 30 minutes. This it has risen. It has risen again. Please don't allow it to overrise, like it should overrise above the pan. After that, bake for at least 30 minutes, and see, I have finished baking it. My bread is ready. It's out of the oven, and this is me. I'm applying some butter on it so that it will give you this kind of shiny top. After applying this butter on it, I had to pop it into my oven for, let's say, for about another 5 minutes so that the butter will soak into the bread and it will taste so yummy. So after applying the butter on my bread, I had to apply it generously. Let's not be too much, let's not be too small. After applying it, I had to now pop it inside my oven. It's now out of the oven. Can you see how like sumptuous is looking? This bread is so heavily, is so delicious. I could not get like much of it because it was so delicious. So it's time for us to slice it, and let's see what we have inside. As I'm slicing it, you see the sardine inside the bread. Like it was so delicious. You can use it to take your tea, you can use it to take your pap, like anything you want to. You can even use it to eat your beans. It was so delicious. So I'd love you to try it. Can you see the sardine? I'd love you to try out this recipe and tell me what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I would love to see your results on this particular recipe. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.